What's up guys, it's Celeste and I want to just rant a little bit about YouTube. I really like YouTube. I've been here on this channel since October, so I'm fairly new to it as a YouTuber myself, as a creator. And so I've really enjoyed being able to make videos and post them and, get feedback and things like that. And I've really enjoyed watching the videos of all the people that I'm subscribed to and finding new people to follow and getting to know people through their videos. All of that is awesome. What I don't like is YouTube's policies about content and censorship and things like that. And the problem is not that YouTube has guidelines or that has policies. I think that's great. They really should. The problem is the particular guidelines that they enforce and the guidelines that they don't enforce, or the ways that they go about enforcing or not enforcing those policies. So to start off, I'm going to tell you about Chase Ross, which if you don't know Chase Ross, he is a YouTuber. He's a trans YouTuber. He's been on YouTube for 10 years making videos about all kinds of things, but especially his experience as a trans guy and, his whole transition and everything has been on YouTube. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. I think he just has a great personality. He's really fun to watch, but he's also very committed to the trans community and to the trans YouTube community. So in real life, Chase is a grad student, a sociology grad student, and he is working on his thesis right now, which obviously takes a lot of time. He also works in a running store. And then on top of that, he has his own YouTube channel where he posts usually a couple times a week at least. He has a weekly video podcast that he does with another trans YouTuber named Erin Ann Sweeney called You're So Brave. And he also is part of the FTM Transtastic collaboration channel. So he literally creates hours and hours of YouTube content every week, specifically for the trans community. On his personal channel, he talks about all kinds of stuff, not only limited to trans stuff, but that's definitely a big focus for his content. And one of the things that he does is he reviews products that are sent to him. He has gotten such a following on YouTube in the trans community that he is sent all these different products for, mostly specifically for FTM or transmasculine people. He reviews them honestly and presents them as education for people who need these products. So where I'm going with this is that recently he's been dealing with a lot of his content being age restricted after being flagged by somebody out there who is flagging pretty much all of his videos, even his videos that are not about this stuff. And then YouTube reviews these videos and then for quite a few of them has deemed them age restricted. So the two biggest problems with this are, first of all, there are people under 18 who are interested in and need these products and this content. And then second of all, when videos are age restricted, they can no longer be monetized. They can't have ads run on them, and the creator no longer gets any kind of compensation for their time. Obviously, Chase doesn't put in all this time and effort just to get money, but the fact that he is giving up so much of his time, especially when he already has such a busy schedule and has so much going on, he deserves to be compensated for that. And of course, he's tried appealing all of this with YouTube, and they have denied every appeal that he's given them. So the reason that I'm bringing this up, aside from just trying to get some more attention to this problem, because I really feel like he is being unfairly targeted by somebody who is literally sitting around waiting for him to put videos up so they can immediately flag them. I feel like this is a symptom of a bigger problem on YouTube, which is that the guidelines on YouTube are ostensibly there for the purpose of protecting people from harmful content, as well as protecting people from abuse and harassment. So what's happening with Chase is actually somebody using the YouTube flagging system as a means of harassing Chase instead of it existing to prevent somebody from being harassed. Now, I want to be clear about the types of products that Chase is reviewing. He does review some sex toys. He also reviews a lot of items that are completely not sexually related at all. He reviews packers and STPs. Neither of those is a sexual object. A packer is basically the equivalent of a padded bra, and an STP is something that AFAB people use to be able to go to the bathroom standing up, which not only helps with dysphoria, but actually can be a safety issue if people are going to public bathrooms and they are trying to be stealth and protect themselves in a public bathroom from being harassed or even attacked. So these are not objects that exist to be sexual in any way. And they again are objects that people under the age of 18 use and a lot of times need to either relieve their dysphoria or, like I said, as a means of protecting themselves. But even if you were only reviewing sex toys, there's so many other videos on YouTube where people are reviewing sex toys and even demonstrating sex toys that are not age restricted. If you do a search for sex toys on YouTube, you'll find all kinds of crazy stuff, including people demonstrating how to use sex dolls and, all kinds of sex toys and whatnot that are not age restricted at all. But of course, most of these people are straight and cis, and maybe that's the difference. I don't know. Maybe YouTube can tell us that. There are also all kinds of videos on YouTube that are age restricted, but the thumbnails are extremely explicit. So the standards that YouTube has for age-restricted content seems a little bit weird to me. In addition, there are also a lot of videos on YouTube which are not necessarily sexually explicit, but exist solely to harass and abuse people. For some reason, I get a lot of these suggested on my YouTube front page because a lot of them are people harassing and abusing trans and non-binary people. There are all these videos where people literally just go around to find non-binary people who have made videos, they steal those videos, and then they compile them into these cringe compilations and talk about how stupid these people are and, all that kind of stuff. There are people who make videos where they're literally just talking about how they hate some YouTuber and how, basically just harassing them, invalidating them, and being cyberbullying, essentially. Basically just completely attacking these people that they don't even know. And some of these people are kids that they're attacking. I've also gotten all kinds of suggested videos that are really offensive stuff with either slurs on them, ableist slurs, racist slurs, sexist slurs, homophobic slurs, transphobic slurs, all kinds of stuff on the thumbnail, in the video, and apparently YouTube doesn't have a problem with all of this kind of content. And I just don't understand, if they're gonna have guidelines, which again, I think that they should have guidelines, those guidelines should exist to protect people and to protect the most marginalized people, prioritize the most marginalized people, rather than essentially catering to straight, white, cis people and then allowing the flagging system and their policies to further marginalize and facilitate harassment and abuse toward people who are already marginalized. You guys might remember that a few months ago, my YouTube channel was suddenly terminated for no apparent reason, and I still have no idea what happened with that. I have no idea what the reason for that was, whether I got flagged for something or whether YouTube just randomly decided that they didn't like me that day or what it was. I still have no idea. And I was thankfully able to get it set back up, but I never actually received anything from YouTube with any kind of explanation or apology or anything of the sort. It was just terminated one day, and I was freaking out, not knowing what had happened. And then I contacted them. I never received a reply again to that contact, but suddenly it just came back up. And so, okay, I guess they fixed it, but I feel like their whole system for dealing with policy and content and all this kind of stuff is so... It really needs a lot of work, and I feel like that they really need to focus on this because there are people that are really being harassed and abused on YouTube. I have friends who have had to completely disable comments on their YouTube videos because they were getting so much harassment and literally rape and death threats on their comments. And I feel like that the fact that they have to completely disable comments rather than YouTube doing something about this problem is really kind of an illustration of the problem that exists here, that YouTube really needs to figure out a way to deal with this other than essentially punishing the people who are creating the videos that are being attacked and then doing nothing against the people who are creating videos that are attacking other people. So that was basically just a rant. I don't really know what the solution to this is, but I really feel like this needs to get more attention. I think that we as creators and users of YouTube, viewers and creators, need to kind of demand that YouTube does something about this, because YouTube wouldn't exist without its creators and its viewers. That's what keeps YouTube going. And so while obviously it's their company and they're in charge of everything, I feel like that we should have a right to feel safe and like YouTube's policies apply equally to all its users and not just to some. So I'm going to put a link in the description to a petition that's been created to send to YouTube regarding Chase and his channel and what he's actually been dealing with there. I'll also put a link to his video where he explains this whole situation and also his other channels and everything like that, because I feel like that he deserves to get some positive attention rather than this harassment that he's been dealing with. And just as a disclaimer, like I said, I'm a big fan of Chase's, but I don't know him personally, and I've only interacted with him like on social media a little bit and stuff like that. So I don't have any personal ties to Chase other than just feeling like that what he's dealing with is a bigger symptom of a problem that is kind of getting more and more pervasive on YouTube. So what do you guys think? Are you kind of sick of seeing all this harassment and sort of double standards on YouTube like I am? And also, if you have any ideas on how we can get YouTube to kind of pay attention to this and, you know, prioritize this, then I'd love to hear your suggestions in the comments below. If you like this video, let me know by giving it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more of my future content. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.